Yeah, good evening, and welcome to Open Topics with Don Armando. So, what's new with everybody? Did anybody take pictures of the eclipse, or the eclipse was worldwide? I'm just trying to find out. So, I'm not going to go around and talk about being a journalist or anything like that, but I do know that right now in New York City is getting crucial because allegedly there's a Venezuelan street organization which are actually taking people's phones and all that stuff. Not only they're in the New York City area, but they're also in the Atlanta area also. So for anybody that's living in New York, especially if you're a woman, be careful on where you actually pull out your phone and make sure that you don't have all your financial information. Better yet, for any of the women that are actually living in New York, you must be it will be safer for y'all to drive a car since a lot of these guys are actually stealing these phones from defenseless women who are actually walking alone. So I'm just waiting for anybody that could show up. I'll drop the link in the description. All right, so I'm back. All right, some things that I don't get, right? In high school, I was never popular, right? But it seems that whenever you leave a certain educational establishment, all of a sudden everybody remembers you, but yet you was never the popular person. I don't get that. I mean, if I was so popular, I would have went to the parties, or if I was so known, I could have been invited to a lot of parties or so. But apparently, since I'm not, is it that certain people are just trying to gaslight to say they, hey, we know you, but yet you was never really that popular to begin with? I don't know. Sometimes I actually think it's mind boggling. On a sad note, rest in peace to DJ Mr. C. He was the one that actually jumped. He was the DJ that actually jump started the careers of Big Daddy Kane and also the late Notorious B.I.G. Christopher Wallace for your contribution in hip hop and to the industry, albeit to whatever rumors, whatever, or whatever scandals that might have been in your name. May you rest in peace, Mr. C, and your legacy to to the contribution of hip hop will live on. And for all your colleagues and family members, you will be missed. You will be missed. So one thing that I'm just been seeing like a lot of publications about Equatorial Guinea on how it's like a, a kleptocracy, meaning that the government is actually a dictatorship, but is actually still money from the people and enriching themselves. So one thing that I could say is that when the money is over or something like that, it doesn't matter what kind of business dealings that you have, but if you have a lot of business dealings, which is not, which the people are not being fed,
I could actually see that there's going to be a revolution one of these days, and it's not going to be pretty. So, anybody who's actually watching, what's your thoughts on the migrant situation in the United States? We're just not actually ruling out New York. We're just talking about the entire United States and the so-called migrant crisis. Yo, what's up, Herbie? Yo, you can come through, bro. All right. So we got 3 people in the building. Hit those likes. You know what? I actually agree. Because now, I guess the quote unquote, certain politicians, they want to try to get the African American population out with these migrants. And certain street organizations are not actually liking these migrants. Even the migrants who belong to street organizations in South America. Yeah, but I don't feel that the resources are going to actually be there for long. I agree. The politicians, I don't know. I guess this new surge of politicians don't have the integrity of the old ones. I mean, some of them are just crass people, just like Lori Lightfoot. I also call her the mayor that looks like Beetlejuice. So yeah, I can't really talk about Chicago because I've never been there. But I do know that it's a different animal all the way around when it comes towards race relations, politics, and overall, the atmosphere out there. Yeah, there was because I actually live near a fire department, so I guess you can actually hear all the noises and such. So, I bought this house. So at least I could say that I'll be safe. So, yo, Irby, I got a question. So, what is the genesis of the beef with the creep about the unnamed creep from the Southwest? Because me personally, I know my story and I've got my information doxed, and grown man likes using my government name for clout. But yet, my thing is though, why are you using my government name? I mean, at the end of the day, you're just bringing more people to see. Well, I'm saying the Southwest degenerates. The one that loves to call a certain agency on certain people. So my thing is this. I know that certain content creators, they have their beef. So what is the origin? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get down to the nitty gritty, because it looks like that this person has a history of harassing people or whatnot, just because of friendships and I guess quote unquote online. So my thing is this. If I never really offended you or anything like that, but yet I'm friends with somebody that you don't like, isn't it very immature to go around and just diss people? Or better yet, you go around and make with people that have beef with your person. Because therefore, you could go around and make your bullcrap threats about getting the laws on people. I tell you, some of these raunchy or ratchet content creators, they're a bunch of punks in real life. Like, in reality, they don't have a beef with you, but yet they want to go and try to cause problems because you could actually see that they're bored in life. Like, for example, the type of house that I'm paying for. I was saying that, you live right there and whatsoever. I can't really go and I can't really take that critique, because at least I'm a homeowner. You can't really beef with people that don't have nothing in their name. Let's be honest. That's like you being a homeowner and somebody hating on you and they live in the project. So you can say all you want, but look where I'm at and where you at. You have any properties in your name? Are you trying to get properties in your name? Do you even know how to go and sign contracts? Until you get to that level, you can go around and talk about your delusions of grandeur all you want. We're not impressed. I mean, I don't go around to my own horn. I got one. I worked hard to get where I'm at. But certain people, they just want to go and have a facade. And then when they see that certain people are actually just working hard and not, they'll actually go and make up lies like that to try to make the whole world see that you're this quote unquote bad person. When the fact is, the people who are telling the lies cannot even get their stories straight.
crazy. 1 minute they say that I'm a moderation. The next minute they dox me and they found out that my middle name and my real name actually match my actual name, right? And then they will try to go and say that I'm not an actual comedian. When the fact is, y'all just gaslighting and it's flopping horribly on your end. Another content creator, well, I call him the Dominican douchebag. He was saying so proud, yeah, we went up and we exposed you. But yet, the next week, you went up and lost your channel, which was like 800 subscribers, I guess. Didn't even make it to the 1,000 mark, and you got your account terminated. And now you open another channel to go start again. So with 800 subscribers and you got your account terminated, now you're back to one, still spewing the same hateful rhetoric that everybody's pushing. So therefore, with certain people, you're gonna have great speaking skills. I'm not gonna go around and say I do eat, but apparently don't turn it off because it's just crap. To be honest. Right.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, what power do you actually have when you don't own property? Yeah, I know, Irby. Exactly. I mean, it's sad enough when the man has to go on another social media just to rant about you. I'm like, I'm like, really? And then there was like, we're gonna get them all on you. So you're actually admitting on social media that you're actually gonna go and call the authorities over a false charge. Yeah. If that doesn't scream mental illness, I don't know what is. So Irving, I mean, you're a young, intelligent man, right? So I'm just a thinking guy, right? In what world, if a person has a debate and you don't like what that person is actually saying, you're gonna go around and get so butthurt that you're gonna go and call the authorities on a person just because they have a different viewpoint than you, and then make up false charges. But yet, when people get these false charges made up and then you have to defend yourself in court because of these false charges, it's like you're doing all that and certain people are not getting reprimanded. Like, like you're not going to have a lawsuit coming your way. I don't get it. I guess I'll have to educate myself on different state laws and such. So, in what limelight that you're going to go and actually think that you calling the authorities on people is supposed to go around and make them scared? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a grown man, you want to go and call the authorities on a person just because your butt hurt for a friendship. I'm like, are you for real? Like, that's like what do they call male Karens again? Oh yeah, I think they call them Kens or Barf or something like that. I think that should be a new terminology to describe male Karens, Barfords or Barfs or something like that. Because some of these Barfs they just want to cause trouble, and since Barfs don't really have any backbone, they feel that they could actually weaponize law enforcement on content creators because all they are is butthurt. But yet you want to go and share pictures and all this other crap. Talk about people's babies, people's wives. You want to go and talk about stuff that is private, and you want to go and you and say everything, anything, and everything under the sun. When the fact is, they're just making you're just making yourself look stupid on social media. Well, enough time about that bozo. So, Irby, what are your goals with your YouTube or in general? Um, um, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing me. So apparently, it looks like that certain people are not even phased by this bozo. Oh yeah, um, I know that certain people may or may not like this or whatever, but you know what? On a respect level and such, shout out to Hybrid Vigor, and I'm just shouting him out because he's another content creator. Certain people may not agree with what he does or anything like that, but you know what? Shout out for him because one thing is that that man ain't a quitter. So salute to a guy that never quits. He's doing what he has to do. Certain people may not agree with it, but you know what? Salute to that man. And that's just my personal opinion. I mean, certain people are, but then if you actually see that, how should I say, that there's different views, and this is what I'm seeing. Certain people could go around and say, "Oh yeah," from what I'm hearing, certain people could say, "Oh yeah, they're the heads" or something like that. But then my thing is that you have when it's actually talking about the biracials. From what I've learned from actually being within the community, it's like or being around people, is actually a broader spectrum. A person who is from the United States may have a different how should I say vibe or experience than a person from Europe or Canada. So certain people could say that they're the problems or whatever, but then certain people just have views that don't align. With that said, I would like to shout out another content creator from the UK. Um, Shout out to my buddy Mr. Uganda, another gentleman that I actually spoke to on here, and then my Australian fan that she actually came through a few times to support. So shout out to them also. So certain people may not align with anything, but then if you actually see how certain people are weird, yes, but if a person is a weirdo to the point that they want to go and get your personal info, and then from what they think that they know, they want to go and make affirmations about your life and dissing, dissing people like they're all good. I might let's put them like this. Let's be real. You can't really take a person seriously dissing you when they actually hide behind the picture. I mean, you hiding behind a cartoon character. That's for anybody. But hey, we hate you and everything. I'm like, yeah. Oh, he does. Oh, he has. I did not know that history. Hmm. So when you mean terrorize, is it just talking crap or it's something else? Because I didn't know. I know that okay, that he and Jose had a problem, but I thought that they actually mended it until he and another content creator they actually started beefing until there was like because it was like okay they thought that there was somebody else, but then when that person would say how the heck I could be somebody else when you and I are actually against the same person. So it was actually an interesting chat that day when I was actually on Don Jose's channel. I could actually say that. And then on top of it, if a person could go and talk crap about you, you have to go in and sit back when a person is talking crap about you, right? Because when a person could talk crap about you, that means that you're doing something right. That means that they do not have any orifices to go around and say, okay, hey, I admire you and I admire your work. So therefore, since they were talking crap about you, got you. So, how was the eclipse on Monday, Irby? Because everybody's making this big thing. I mean, I saw that it got dark for a few minutes, but that was it. I was not really that psyched about it because I'm not gonna go around and say, "Hey, you have to go around and get special glasses." It's like you telling me this in the end of the day, like for real. Everybody's at eclipse, eclipse, eclipse. I'm like, and people saying that it's a spiritual gathering. I'm like, I don't know. I never really put too much emphasis in it, so I don't know. Hey, Irby, you're welcome to come up, man. And another content creator that I've seen that he's been doing his thing. I would like to shout out to to Creole Chief 100. I mean, I don't know him personally, but from my interactions that I've actually had with this gentleman, he seems like a positive person. So shout out to Creole Chief, and may your channel be fruitful. That's all I gotta say. All right. So I got a big question. Do you think that the Paul versus Tyson fight is gonna be some real actual boxing, or it's just gonna be a paid hug for all? And what I mean a paid hug for all is that they just punching each other, no real knockouts, they just hugging and such, and then they get paid for just to put on a show, which is not really um, art or boxing. So, what's your thoughts about that, Irby? Do you think we're going to actually get a fight that we could actually pay, um, that will be actually worth the pay per view? Or they're just making all this hype so therefore we could actually see two grown men hugging in the ring? I mean, yeah, I guess. But then certain people that actually been boxing for a long time, some certain people actually still look good for their age. But I guess it depends on the stamina and the way that they eat or whatsoever. Jake Paul is your age, okay. But my problem with Jake Paul is that I don't know. Like you've had some good matches, right? But yet for some reason, a lot of people, what they critique is that most of the people that he actually fight are not really top tier boxers. Like for example, that guy Gervonta Davis. Shout out to Tank, by the way. So when he was it, I'm trying to see. I guess when he actually went and fought what this guy's name? Well, Floyd Mayweather, right? No. That wasn't him. Was it Floyd Mayweather that he fought, or that was Connor that fought Floyd Mayweather? Hmm. But one thing is for certain though. It's like if it is going to be a good match, I do hope that it's a good match though. I believe so too. All right. Yeah. And to me, it's like everybody's talking about fights and about this fight between Tyson and Paul. It's like it's nothing really. Like me personally, it's something that I don't really care about because at the end of the day, there's only one thing which is certain. It's an exhibition, which means it's gonna be boring. And then on top of it, there's no real titles that's gonna be won. Let's think that in. But hey, let's go around and find a fight an exhibition about. Okay, but how the heck we're supposed to like this? So you telling me that it's gonna be a payday, or we're gonna actually box and then we're gonna get a payday? I don't get it. I don't get the exhibition thing. So we're just gonna go around and fight exhibition, which means that from what I've seen, when it was the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight, it was boring. I'm gonna be honest, because I guess Roy Jones was not in his prime anymore, and then Mike Tyson wasn't either. So that day, I actually saw that was like okay, it was just two dudes who were hugging, and then it was like, hey, we just call it a day, and you know, we just get paid. When I was a kid, I used to watch boxing with my pops and everything. Men really fought. People got knocked out. I remember there was a was it a Mike Tyson? But it was a fight up in Madison Square Garden that it just went up and it came into a rumble whatsoever. I think it was like around 96 or 98 or something like that. It had to be one of those years. That was on Madison Square Garden. Everybody got into a brawl when it was a boxing match, and one of the guys that got thrown out of the ring, they called him they called that guy 747 because of the plane crash that certain people lost their lives in. May they rest in peace. But to see somebody get thrown out of a ring and there was not even a boxer, and to be called a downed airplane by certain people and the newspapers, you gotta admit though, that had to be funny. It's like when you see trainers and boxers, they lose their composure. The fight the fight's disqualified. So I'm like, okay, if the fight's disqualified, that means okay, we're not. My team is not going to win, and then the other boxer team ain't going to win. So might as well go around and fight. I mean, shoot, what the heck is going to be wrong? It's just a good old legal fight on TV.
A good old legal brawl. They're like, hey, we're going to arrest you for punching somebody. Yeah, but that's part of the territory. Exactly. That's why I'm not really giving so much credence to this fight. Not even the same weight division. Let alone, what would have been good if you had Tyson and you had Butterbean. I mean, it was charity, but at least it would be more believable. What's your thoughts about that, Irby? Um, Today up in Philly, I guess certain people who were actually celebrating the Muslim holiday of Eid got got hurt while young. Well, it says that certain people were actually target practicing and they made the wrong shots or boomings. So, I hope that victims of that failed target practice, and I pray for their families that are affected by that failed target practice. Yeah. When I actually talk about issue, I guess crimes that actually pertain to, a lot of stuff, boomers or whatever, or sticks, whatever have you, or what they call knocks. I just say that certain people who are victims of failed target practice, or right on the nose, innocent bystanders who are actually victims of failed target practice. I hope all their families that everything's all right, because it looks like that there was a celebration for the Muslim holiday Eid here in Philadelphia. So in Philadelphia, you have a large Muslim population. So therefore, I think it was Eid al Fitr or Eid al Mubarak, so everybody was celebrating their holiday, I guess after fast or whatever. Because in Ramadan they actually fast for 40 days, and then they have Eid. So when they have Eid, certain people they celebrate in the restaurants. They actually have their special clothes for Eid and everything like that. And sometimes they actually you see actually people, who are actually walking around in community and such. So I guess they had a Eid cookout like around somewhere in Philadelphia today near I guess a street called Khoir Muhammad, which is named after the late wife of Elijah Muhammad. So apparently you had certain people that wanted to mess up the event with their failed target practice, and certain people had to go to the hospital. With that said, I hope that they're recovering. I hope that their families are right, and I hope that this incident of failed target practice don't lead on to other instances of failed target practices. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So that actually happened in Philadelphia today. So, any new news in your city, Irby? Yeah, I'm here. I'm just, I just stepped out to do something. Whenever I actually got my little studio or anything situated, I might be doing more live streams where I'm actually talking to people. Might have a better camera setup, and hopefully, I might try to be the next Kai Cenat or that ugly creep by the name of Neon. So but to me, that dude Neon, he actually looks creepy. And what he actually said to that kid on his live stream, I'm like, okay, this is one thing I don't understand. If I get angry, yeah, the normal things to say, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up or whatever the case may be if you lose your cool. But the way that this guy went up and actually said those vulgarity, those words of vulgarity, so it's like, really? You have to go around and say that to all that to for a kid. Not only it made you look like a creep, but then the stuff that you were saying to that little kid might be 12 or 13 on that live stream when you lost your cool. It also makes you look suspect. Also, I think Tyson Fury will knock him out. All right. Well, it was like 2 weeks ago that there's a streamer by the name that goes by the name of Neon Patel or whatever, right? So he and the kid was arguing. So the kid went up and actually dissed Neon's girlfriend, and then Neon lost his cool. So when Neon lost his cool, he actually said a lot of stuff which was suspect. So apparently, what I was trying to say is that when a person loses their cool, yeah, all the stuff that you could say is normal. But what this guy Neon went up and said to this kid, it just raised more questions than answers. Like, first of all, you're a 20-something-year-old man. You got angry at a 13-year-old person who was dissing. And this is actually on another platform called Kick. Second, the way that you actually went up and dissed this kid, it's like you sound like you're on that list. You know what I'm saying? The list that nobody wants to be on. So the statements that he said, it made you feel like you actually said that. You think you want like families to be around you after you said those statements? I don't know. But after listening, seeing that video and such, it just gave me a very wrong impression of Neon Patel as a streamer, as a person, as anybody. Yeah, I was actually trying to find the content, but I guess I couldn't. So maybe in another stream I'll actually play it. I think he's a little bit both. And since he's a YouTuber, him and Aiden Ross are, I guess, as young men in their prime, they're actually the most paid YouTubers or paid streamers, whether it be YouTube or Kick. A lot of people are actually getting paid off of Kick and Rumble, so I might do some investigation on that also. Hey, Don Jose, how you doing? Yeah, because it's him that I've been hearing is a guy by the name of Light Skin Monty or something like that. That I've actually seen star lip on his show. It was actually funny. So I guess with younger celebrities, they actually feel that they're like at home with Kai Cenat. So Kai Cenat, I've watched some of his stuff. I'm not gonna say that I'm a fan, but I've seen some of his stuff. So therefore, he's actually original. So if I actually made like my own safe space or whatever, hopefully I could have celebrities that could come through too. Yeah. I didn't even know that you was actually streaming tonight. I was just doing this impromptu because I actually I was tired, so I was like, you know what? Let me just do like an impromptu stream. So basically, that's what it is actually. Cause oh yeah, shout out to my quote unquote social media mentor, Antonio Modesto Milian. So if you have not done so, check out his content. He's actually he actually talks about history, Black American history, worldwide history. So check him out, Antonio Modesto Milian. He actually was on TED TV. I think it was a month or 2 months ago. So what? So one thing that he actually told me was, if I'm gonna go and actually be a better to have a better presence on social media, I got to do this 3 times a day. So 3 times a week. So I'm just gonna actually have more content coming out available soon. About the NBA lately, I don't know, but a lot of people are saying that the Nuggets are going to win this year. That's from what my friends in the job are saying. But then again, it might be the Golden State Warriors. I haven't really watched NBA that much for like 5 years because I've been consumed with work and all this other stuff. Yeah, I sometimes feel like that when it's concerned about baseball. I don't want to actually see anything unless it's the New York Yankees or the Philadelphia Phillies. Other than that, I couldn't care less. Because let's be honest, when it's baseball, right? I'm not gonna go and a lot of people are not gonna go and watch every game unless they have a satellite, or in certain cases they could actually go and see that they could see every game simultaneously. And the way that social media is right now, I'm not that dedicated to sports. I'm not so much of a fan of sports. Like, oh, oh shoot, I missed it. So I'm gonna go and watch a game, right? Act like a fake commentator, and then talk about stats and everything like that. I don't see the purpose of it. But then that's just me, though. Yeah, Boston, dag. I love that city though. I ain't gonna front. That city to me is like the best clean city available. I mean, shoot, I just love Boston. I ain't gonna front. I can see why New York hates Boston. So Boston, shoot, I love that place. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Great hospitality. I don't know about all the other stuff and everything, but I can tell you, I I love Boston. I love the Boston area, and hopefully, if everything's good with me, I want to actually go back and visit Boston this summer. But I have to see how everything's looking. Facts. You ain't lying, Irby. I'll give you a little synopsis. I don't know if Don Jose is still in the building, but me, when I used to live in the Bronx, I know that me and Jose sometimes we actually joke about the rats in Park Chester, but the Posh Park Chester where Don Jose resides, it wasn't always like that because I'll tell you how it was. The old Park Chester was actually a lot of people who were government employees, people that had jobs, teachers, and everything like that. They used to live around their area. So we had black Latinos, certain people who were actually from European countries. Uh, who else? You had then on top of it, when you get off of Parkchester on Sixth Train, you had like all the stores. You had Te Amo, which just sold magazines. You had another news store that actually sold magazines and fruits. And then across the street, before Boston Market or anything took over, they used to have a big Zaros where anybody could eat pizza. And then the Macy's was bigger at that time, and there was a movie theater that everybody used to go to, where it's now closed down, and now it's a Marshall. So the old Parkchester, I'm saying for my generation, it was all right, but at night, it was Rat City. I could tell you that. Yeah, blessings to you, hoodies up. So thank you, hoodies.
Good evening, Don Armando.
Good evening, Don Jose. How's everything?
Oh, fine, thank you. When you started talking about Parkchester, it has a very unique history.
Yeah, it
First
does.
of all, first of all, it was a planned community,
Yeah, it
particularly
was.
for the people that were, particularly for the people that were coming back from military service back in World War II. Um, and most of the buildings that there were constructed before World War II. So you're talking about
Yes,
buildings
it
of
was
like
like
over 80 years.
yeah, it'll be like it will be like maybe yeah, it'll be over 80s because if you actually counted, it was like they said it was like around maybe 1940, 1942, from my recollection.
Yeah,
So those buildings are old. It saw
yeah,
everything from what was that? What was that? Was it Woolworths that closed down? You know, the one that they actually had like Sunday shakes or something like that. I remember seeing that as a kid, but then I remember that it closed down. That that um
yeah,
that franchise closed down. Yeah. So it had a Woolworths. It had
yeah.
Macy's been there. Well, it's still
Well,
there.
Macy's is still there. It's still there.
Yeah.
But a lot of the businesses, particularly after, during the pandemic, shut down.
Yeah, I see. Because I was around Parkchester, like around, you know, last month. No, actually, it was. Let me see. It was this past January. I was around
Hmm.
there. So
Yeah,
I was only there for a brief bit, though, to tell you the truth.
yeah. One thing and another thing. Originally, um, it was mostly Caucasian
Yeah,
in
it
the
was.
beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So then, it started to change. Now you have you have a Latino
That's right.
constituency. You also have an African American constituency. You also have people a large constituency
Of
from Asia.
Bangladesh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like I
from
remember when I
yeah,
started seeing I remember it was like I'm gonna tell you the truth. When it was like the Bangladeshi expansion, that's what I call it. It was like okay. When I was growing up, I'm saying my teenage years, you had two people who were actually the only Bangladeshis, right? So therefore, I could see the
yes,
change when it was like around maybe 2010 till now. You saw Bangladeshis having their restaurant. You had Bangladeshis having cell phone stores. You had a couple of mosques, which is either Yemeni or you have a Yemeni mosque, you have a African mosque, and then you have every all public mosque like up in within the Parkchester enclave. And then I guess when you actually go a little bit out of Parkchester, there is a nice restaurant that I've eaten in. It's called Nirab, and the guy, well, I guess they call him Concon. And I went there. I was curious because at the time I was, working as a energy salesman. So I went there. I was like,
hmm
okay, I'm gonna give this restaurant a try. Now I went up and I made the mistake of eating a hot chili, and that went up and it burnt my tongue.
hmm
But what actually went up and saved it was like their tea. I don't know how they make their tea, but I've seen it online that they actually put like a little bit of what's that, turmeric on it or something like that. But their tea with milk and turmeric, whatever they make, was so good. It actually stopped you from being hot in that restaurant. And the way that they actually prepared their food
hmm
was good. Now, my wife, when me and her first started dating, I tried to take her to that restaurant, but she said that there was a bad smell that she didn't like. So therefore, she was like, "Poppy, let's go to another place because this place smells
uh-huh.
awful." So I wonder if that restaurant's still around, but I guess I'll have to the next time if I ever come to New York, I might have to hit that place up.
hmm Yeah, it seems like a lot of YouTube creators have streams tonight.
Yeah, I guess it's something in the algorithm. I'm not sure. I guess you and I, we both have to learn how to master that.
Well, look, the fact, look, let's keep it real. There's going to be days where you're going to have multiple creators that's going to be on at the same time. So that's good. Of course, that's going to affect the audience. Okay. I
Right.
know, for example, the introvert Barrica is having a stream in a few minutes. Miss Mo is on now. YouTube Canvas is on now. So I mean, there's a lot of YouTube creators that are doing streams at the same time.
All right. I got a question to ask you, Don Jose, and this is one thing I gotta say. I
Okay.
remember back in the day. I remember you always rode. the introvert Boricua with the cold sphere. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what what was the change between the cold sphere into the BBW sphere with Ramon? Because
You know what it
I
is?
ain't gonna lie. Because I ain't gonna lie. That joint had me and my wife laughing for the past few days that she actually heard you and the introvert Boricua talking. So she was just like, "Yo, you guys is you guys are straight funny." I was like, "I know."
You know what it is? After a while, when you keep saying the same thing, it doesn't have the same effect. So, everyone knows that Ramon does not like cold weather, or his definition is cold is different from mine. So,
Right.
since I was talking about the lunacy regarding fat pride, so I decided to change it to like, so instead of him talking about dealing with the cold, talking about being a sex slave to a bunch of 600-pound women.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I'm just gonna go around and I'm just gonna say that my shaved party I guess is not working. So since it's summer and everything like that, I'm just gonna say that
You know
very,
what it is?
very
A lot of it has to do with timing. Okay, because look,
yep,
when I started doing shorts, I mean, in the beginning, I'll get like maybe 50 views or 100 or whatever. Sometimes I'll get 200 views. But
right.
I mean, there were some shorts I did that actually got like over 1,000 views, and one that
Wow.
I did that actually got over 5,000 views.
Hmm.
And actually, that's how I gained most of my subscribers is through the shorts.
Yeah. I mean, I've lost a couple of subscribers because I was like at least at 439. I think I'm at 433 now. Shout out to Hoodies Up. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
sub to your channel
Good evening, ladies.
after I get off. So I guess certain people who actually was looking at my community tab, they started seeing and subscribing. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? Thanks for the love.
Yeah. I mean, well, I mean, it's a certain knack when you do shorts. I mean, you got to know because sometimes you make shorts that are very humorous, um, and then you make shorts that are like motivational messages. So it's like it's hit and miss. Sometimes with a short, you do one and you got like hundreds of views or thousands of views, and sometimes you get a short and you're lucky to get 10.
Yeah,
I mean, that is just the nature of things. So a lot of it is
yeah,
timing, and a lot of it is how you present it.
right.
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the streams. I mean, there's streams where it'll get like okay, 100 views or 200 views. I mean, and then this is one stream I did that actually lasted almost 5 hours, and I got like over 500 views. Unfortunately, that's when everything went haywire, and you had people arguing with each other and cursing each other out, and then somehow I managed to get not to avoid getting insulted.
Yeah,
And one thing, and I said this all the time, and it's true, that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And there's going to be
Yep.
days where, you're not going to get a lot of views. And then there's going to be days when you're going to get views up through the roof. Um, the fact I was able to interview Xtina on my platform was a huge flex considering she doesn't do many interviews, herself.
Right.
And
I'm.
when she came to Parkchester, of course, we talked, me, her, and two teacher, and it's just that it's harder. It's very hard to create content. I mean, it's not like you hook up StreamYard and you start to talk. I mean, you try to get information to share regarding a topic, and then you prepare your notes and things of that nature. And it takes a lot of time. Not everyone has the time and the energy to devote to prepare a string on a regular basis.
Exactly.
And it shows. I mean, it shows compared to those who actually devote the time to try to create positive content, and then it shows the people that just basically want to get on mute, StreamYard, and just blab.
Yeah. I mean, I was saying earlier that you got certain people that are content creators and they actually use their own platform just to talk just straight garbage. It's like to the point that they could say whatever or what have you. But to me, I could try to. I'm not gonna go around and try to crap on another content creator. But if I hear straight garbage from from a supposed educated person, I just rather unsubscribe, block it, and just keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, and I said this numerous occasions, if it was left up to me, um, if you want to create a platform in YouTube, you have to undergo a psychological evaluation because that would
Yep.
um, block a lot of the members of the circus from being on this
Right.
YouTube streets. Good evening, Kisha.
Yeah. Good evening, Kishel.
And let's keep it let's keep it real. I mean, you have some people that basically they run their platforms like an echo chamber.
Yep.
So about
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, and a question I had to ask you. Did you see the eclipse or you didn't?
No, I didn't because I was in the middle of a medical appointment. So
All right. Yeah, me, I was just at the gym.
yeah. I mean, look, I mean, people are going crazy over this solar eclipse and what have you. I mean, if you catch it, fine. If not, I mean, look, there's more important things um, than watch a solar eclipse.
Right.
But everyone, is entitled to their point of view. I mean, that and 27 and 290 will give you a ride on the subway.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna yeah.
talking about the subways, like I've heard that there's a lot of situations that's been happening in the subways, and then there's a quote unquote street organization that call themselves Trinidad Agua. What are your views about that, Don Jose?
I mean, look, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in subways. A lot of it's crazy. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is, you have all different types of people out there. Particularly, you have individuals that have mental issues
Right.
that have never been addressed. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's the situation. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, thank you for allowing me on your platform. I'm just going to get off, and I'm just going to
Thank
hop on
you.
to Ramon's channel. Before I go, guys, if you have not done so, please subscribe to Don Armando's channel. Check out his content, and if you would consider subscribing to Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron, because I do produce a lot of content, and a lot of it has to do with basically just trying to have conversation with people that still have some gray matter.
Exactly.
So so I will take my leave. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Just 1 second. I'm just gonna do something. Hoodies up. You actually have the wrench right now. So one thing I'm just gonna say is that anybody who supports me, automatically you're gonna get the wrench. So I'm actually a cool content creator when it comes to that effect. So anybody who has a wrench, do what you got to do in order that this stream could actually be a positive, hater-free stream. I'm about to be out. I'm about to support Ramon's stream tonight. So with that said, peace.